During the last week, I've been videoing quite regularly my very actively haunted master bedroom for a particular purpose, not just necessarily to show spiritual activity as I describe it, but to give you food for thought, and particularly for the open-minded skeptic, to try and show you that there is a spiritual significance to orbs and that orbs aren't all dust. I've never disputed that in certain circumstances it's quite easy to create false orb anomalies by, for example, shaking a duvet cover very hard, or by throwing dust across the floor and stomping on top of it. But in most rooms, orb activity through dust is minimal. Have a look at this clip which I filmed the other night. I actually stomped up and down the carpet to try and generate orb activity. And now it's gone very quiet. I've just actually got up and walked around, so if orbs were dust, I should see some kind of activity at the moment. See what I'm going to do? I want to rake up the floor with my feet. Okay. I'm sorry about the blurred vision, but this is probably the only way we're going to get to the bottom of this. Okay, I've rubbed my feet on the carpet, so there should be stacks and stacks of orb activity if orbs are dust. Now visually I can't see any activity whatsoever, so there might be some kind of residual orb activity attributable to dust, but we'll see what happens. And nothing at all that I can see. You see, the activity that I see, the really bright orbs, do not appear as a consequence of movement, and when they do appear they invariably come towards me. Now I've just walked up and down there trying to rake up as much dust as I can. I haven't seen anything like that on camera at the moment. It is possible on review that I might see some kind of dust activity, but if it does occur, you'll see that it will go absolutely everywhere and not in a particular direction. As you can see from the clip, there was no dust activity whatsoever. During the week I've called out to the spiritual anomalies which frequent this particular room to show themselves, and in every case where they have shown themselves, they've come directly towards me. Only on one occasion did one come directly towards me and at the last minute change its mind and veer off. Have a look at these clips. I'm wondering if the cat's around. That's the ghost cat that I've interfaced with on quite a few occasions. Come on, puss. Oh, did you see that? Any friendly people in spirit, could you show yourself, please? Oh yes, thank you. Thank you, I saw that. The interesting thing to bear in mind is the relationship of the carpet where I actually captured the orb activity and its relative position to the bedroom door, which you can see here in this clip. As you look at the door, you'll notice that there's quite a gap at the bottom, and that creates a draft. Now, for that to draw dust through, one would expect the orbs, if they are dust, to be drawn either from the door into the room or from the carpet towards the door. But they don't. They always come directly towards where I'm seated. Now that indicates to me that I am dealing with a free-thinking sentient being. That is someone or something which is aware of my presence in this room and is either reacting to me by moving away, or they're actually drawn towards me. And have a look at this clip also. I was trying to do an intro the other night, and it's a very faint activity, but if you look very carefully to the back, to the right hand side, you will notice the crescent shaped anomaly passed down behind me on the curtain. It was almost like it was having a joke with me, because that particular night I captured no activity whatsoever. Now have a look at it again, but slow down and more in focus. Now that anomaly, or the crescent shaped anomaly, which I also call a signature anomaly, I'll best explain that too. A signature anomaly tends to retain its shape whenever it appears over any period of years. Now I've been here a long time, and over the years that I've been videoing, this sentient energy retaining that shape has appeared on a number of occasions. And there it is again, appearing behind me and going down the wall. Now tonight it's 1:30 AM in the morning, it's Saturday night. What I'm going to attempt to do is to spend one final period in this room in the hope of capturing more orb-related anomalies, and particularly the crescent-shaped anomaly, which I believe is the spirit of a little girl called Ellie. There is also another presence which is quite active at the moment, and that's of the cat, which I've mentioned previously. And again, I'm hoping that I can pick up some kind of connection to that particular creature. And if you look at this clip which I took the other night, I actually introduced my own cat into the bedroom. Here I'm sat in the master bedroom with my little assistant Shelley, and we're going to see whether me and Shelley can actually draw out any kind of spiritual activity. And straight away an orb went directly to Shelley and then back again. If there are any friendly spirits in this room, could you show yourself, please? The reason I've put Shelley into the bedroom tonight is that my house is very definitely haunted by a cat, in addition to the other activities that take place here. And I'm hoping that Shelley can draw out any activity from the ghost cat. And to be fair to Shelley, I'm pretty sure she's totally unaware of what I'm trying to do. The purpose of this particular experiment was to see whether or not the orbs actually react to the presence of my cat. And as you can see, they certainly did. Unfortunately, she got bored after a few minutes and wanted to leave the room. But having said that, it was quite an interesting experiment, to say the least. Well anyway, let's carry on with the rest of the investigation. This is the final night for me to investigate in this room. I do have a level of respect for the spiritual entities which pass through this particular room. So this will be my last attempt tonight, and hopefully, and my fingers are crossed, the sentient crescent-shaped anomaly may appear. I certainly hope so. I'm sat on the bed in the master bedroom. I'm not sure, I thought I saw something very faint building up there on the carpet, but I can't be too sure. And again, thank you. Anybody watching this, you'll notice that the anomalies always go directly towards me as I speak to them. Now if it was dust, it has the opportunity of going in a multitude of directions. Please don't be afraid. Please could you show yourself? Oh wow, thank you. That was interesting. Did you see that from underneath the chest of drawers? On this particular occasion it didn't come directly towards me and went across the carpet before fading away. I then decided to focus the camera upon myself in an attempt to capture any activity that may appear or be drawn around me. The night, as with many recent vigils, appeared less active than on previous occasions. She's definitely here at the moment. You know, I must admit, I'll say this now, I'm not entirely sure whether they object to the fact that I've been using this room to monitor spiritual activity. I think on occasions that is the case, and particularly after we had our live streaming investigation here. And so I'm not sure, and I'm wondering whether her appearing off camera or behind camera, as was previously, is some form of protest, and I certainly don't mean to cause any offence here at all. At this point I decided to meditate to help draw through spiritual activity, with an interesting result, as you will witness shortly when I tuned into a lady in spirit who visits the house infrequently. I'm picking up a lady, definitely a lady. This is not the little girl. This lady used to live here. I've experienced her before. I believe her name was Ada. I could be wrong, but that's the name that comes to mind. I've sometimes seen her as a much younger person, but on this occasion I'm picking her up as an elderly lady. She's had her hair in curlers and she's wearing a house coat, you know, like a cleaning coat. She was a very nice lady, or she still is a very nice lady. She's not one of my permanent house guests. She is somebody who comes here occasionally in visitation. After this brief contact it grew quiet again, and so I decided to use this as an opportunity to show real dust in action by shaking the duvet cover to generate dust activity. The actual result was quite interesting. Okay, I'm over here in the corner of the room. I'll give this a shake like this. You can see under night shot conditions how much dust is generated. To give it a chance to settle down in the atmosphere. So I can't actually see a lot of dust at all. In fact, I can't see any. Nothing at all that I can see on camera. Off camera, when I review the tape, there might be, but certainly not within view. Most of the real spiritual orb activity that's captured is quite viewable to the videographer. Okay, thank you very much. As can be seen, the dust was generally fast moving and literally moving in many different directions. Additionally, it wasn't viewable to the naked eye under these conditions.